We've shown you haunted houses and tours, ghoulish yard decor, even some frightening foods. But what about a way to fill yourself with horror without even leaving your couch? Horror author Nicholas Robinson joins us today to talk about his favorite genre and maybe even what scares him a little. Thanks for joining us, Nick.
Thank you.
So to start off with, tell me a little bit about what you do.
Well, I collect nightmares.
Okay, collect nightmares. I like that.
For lack of a better way to describe it, I try to think of the things that would make me the most uncomfortable, the things that would scare me the most, and I try to put words to them to make it so that other people can kind of feel it for themselves.
That's really cool. So, you know, this is the time of year when everybody's kind of looking for a fright, but there are people who are looking for this all year round. So tell me a little bit about what you write about, if you can.
Well, there's a variety. Lately I've been focusing on more extreme splatterpunk horror, which is essentially horror that doesn't have any boundaries, but usually it still has some kind of a social or political message somewhere behind it, hidden in the gore and the viscera of it all. But mostly I started working with a publisher earlier this year, and the encouragement is to push boundaries as much as I possibly can. And I've found that I tend to push boundaries a little bit further than maybe I should in some cases. So, but if there's a topic in horror, I'll write about it. So
that's super cool. So like I said, like everybody's kind of looking for something to give them a little bit of a scare, but I want to know what scares you.
Deceleration trauma. Heights don't scare me. Impact scares me.
Impact. So you're going to have to write a book about that. Like, I know I'm afraid of spiders. I'm kind of afraid of heights a little bit. So you'll have to write a book for yourself about impact trauma.
No, being on the other side of a camera scares me a little bit.
That's fair. He usually works behind the camera. Nick, I actually know quite well. I had to bring him to this side. But I have one more question for you, Nick. Where can somebody pick up one of your books or even read it online, that sort of thing?
They're available, of course, through the normal booksellers. Like you can go to Barnes & Noble online, Amazon. You can order them in at like Books A Million, I think Missy's Books, your local library.
Awesome.
The most recent novella was from earlier this year, May. That can be ordered through the Madness Heart Press website, who's my publisher, and then my next novel will be through them as well, which will be sometime next year.
Perfect.
And then recently I've been putting individual shorts up, working with a guy who's put together a distribution channel for indie horror.
Okay.
And it's Godless Horrors, so it's www.godless.com.
Very cool.
And there's a lot of independent horror, and my other stuff is on there as well in digital format only. So.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Nick. Really appreciate you coming in here to talk about what you do besides being behind the camera here at our studio. And guys, if you're looking for a little bit of a fright, make sure to pick up one of Nick's books. I've seen them all over. I haven't gotten to read one yet, but I think it's time that I do. Thank you. Now, meteorologist Eric Gardner says we could see some rain this afternoon. Your accurate first alert forecast is coming up next.